So you want to go to sleep, but you want to wake up with vintage curls. One thing you can do is curl your hair with soft rollers. I'm using the rock and rollers I bought from pinupgirl.com. They're just squidgy little rollers with a fastener at the end to keep the curls in place. You will also need some water and a brush. A big scarf is really handy too, especially if you toss and turn in your sleep. First things first, brush out all the knots. Vintage hairstyles often have a deep part, so make a deep part on the side of your head. Try to get your fringe out of the way. We'll deal with that later. For now, I'm just going to pin it back so it doesn't get in the way. Now grab a small section from the top of your head. Brush it out. Then lightly spray with the water. You don't want it too damp. You could also use a bit of setting spray. But because my hair's long, I only use water. You don't want it to get too tangled. Then grab your soft roller, wrap the ends around it, and continue to roll it all the way to the top of your head. When you reach the top of your head, simply clip the ends of the soft rollers together. This will hold the curl in place. That's basically it. Now we just repeat all over the head. Let's speed it up. To keep everything secure, simply insert one end of a soft roller through a loop of another to keep them all connected. Now to deal with the fringe, I'm simply going to curl it and pin it in place, again so it's just out of the way. For the other side of the part, you're going to want to roll in the opposite direction. If you want a little behind the scenes, somebody was watching me while I was doing this. This can be exhausting, but it's worth it. There's about 3 soft rollers on one side, 2 on the other, and about 5 or 6 will go in the back. 3 on top and 3 underneath. Almost finished. Now when everything's tied up, some people like to spray over hair with hairspray, but dealing with long hair, I feel like it just gets more tangled, so I don't. How do I look? Ready for a night out? Now we get the big square scarf out. Hold the corners and fold it into a large triangle. Now we're going to make our hair like Rosie from the 1940s, and who doesn't love her? Bring the bottom corner of the triangle over your forehead, and we're going to get the other sides and try to tie it up over our forehead, pulling down this little triangle to keep it all secure. Tie a knot. Make sure everything's really firm and all the hair is tucked under the scarf. Now we're going to fold this little front triangle over the knot and pull those 2 sides again to create another knot, just making sure it's all tight and secure. Then you're just going to tuck in the sides. And guess what? You're done for the night.
Guten Abend, gut Nacht, mit Rosen bedacht.
Good morning. Now I've woken up. I've gotten changed, had a shower and put on my makeup. But now we're just gonna gently untie these knots and take this scarf off. I'm going to unpin my fringe, but deal with it later. Now we're just gonna unclip the soft rollers and try to gently roll them out. With long hair, sometimes they can get a little tangled, but don't worry, just be as careful as you can. So bouncy. Now you just get a comb or a brush and gently brush out the curls. The more you touch them, the more they'll change, the less bouncy they'll become, and the more they'll separate. So it really depends on the look you're going for. Pay special attention to the ends because they can get frizzy. Sometimes it can help the curl by wrapping it around your finger, just so it finds its place and holds a little better. Look at the difference on the side I've done this and the one I haven't yet. Today I don't want my hair that fluffy, so I'm just brushing it out a little more. With long hair, it can get a bit flat, so volume is your best friend. You're going to need a teasing brush. The top section with the most hair is going to have the most teasing right now. So simply flip over a small section and back comb right near the roots, and repeat for the section underneath. The more you tease, the bigger it'll be. It's a personal choice. Flip the hair back in place and remember to smooth over that top layer. Also tease a little bit of the back and a little bit of the other side. Now, finally time to deal with the fringe. You're going to need a curling iron. I've set my iron to 18 out of 20 as per the instructions on the curling iron. You'll also need the strong hold hairspray. Some people use gel and that works too. You'll also need some alligator clips, crocodile clips, pin clips, whatever you want to call them. Now separate your fringe into 3 or 4 sections, and we're going to start curling in the direction towards the bigger amount of hair. Make sure the ends are tucked in the curling iron. You don't want it to kink out at a weird angle. And hold for a few seconds. Gently release the curling iron. We want the curl to stay in its ringlets. Gently pick it up, keep it in its little loop, and pin it on top of your head. This gives it more volume. If you don't want it so big, you pin it flat against your scalp. Now repeat with the other sections of your fringe. And lightly spray the fringe with hairspray. Now you have to let these curls cool and set, so you have a bit of time on your hands. I'm using this time to play with my new Besame mascara cake. You can use it for eyeliner and mascara. You just make it into a little paste with a few drops of water. Liquid eyeliner can be scary, but I hope I'm getting better. Okay, now gently take out the pin clips. Start to separate these curls in little sections. We're going to tease these right at the roots. Try not to mess up the curls too much. To make these curls bigger, I tease on the side that the curls are going towards and also at the back to make it a bit higher. Remember to smooth out the surface that you'll see. Add a little hairspray to keep it all together and keep it high. This can take a few goes, but remember, you can always tease and you can always try again. Then pin it in place and spray again. Now while the hairspray is drying, I'm just going to add a smoothing serum. You don't have to do this, but I like to. I just pump a bit of this Herbal Essence Smooth Leave-In and rub it all over the curls to keep them in place and less frizzy. Look at the difference in the side I've used the serum and the side that I haven't. I want a bit more volume on the top, so I'm trying this volume powder. It's a little sticky, but it works pretty well. Have you used it before? It says you can pour a little bit on the hand and rub it into the hair, or just pour a little bit directly onto the hair. The more you rub your hair, the bigger it gets, sort of like teasing. Now gently take the pins out of your fringe. I didn't quite like the way the curls sat, so I'm curling it up again, pinning it back to my head to spray it and keep it in there a little bit longer. Remember to smooth out any frizziness caused by the teasing. I'm liking how everything's sitting, so I'm just separating a few of the curls. Just taking a little bit of section of the hair and pinning it behind my ear. I like to do this on the side with more hair. You can just use a bobby pin or two. Now let's try again with the fringe. Gently take out the pin, and I'm liking it a lot better. You can stop here, or you can add some flowers. So, how did I go? What do you think? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.